Hi, my name is Myra, and I want to show you today how we can change the shade of a natural dye by using an additive. And I'm going to do that with using Coreopsis flowers. Now, Coreopsis flowers are one of my favorite dye flowers. They come in many varieties, although the one I always use are called Moon Swirl, which is a wonderful name. And where you live, they may actually grow native, which would be awesome. So these are my dried flowers. I collect them over the summer from my garden. And then I do a dye with them. And I've been doing this for years because you can get many shades of dye just from one flower. So one year I actually crocheted all the different shades into one very vibrant hat. So you can see I got this wonderful orange, different shades of yellow, and then at the bottom is this sort of darker, almost blood red orange. And that's the color we're gonna go for today, once we add our additive to our natural dye. So let's do it. I've already completed this Coreopsis dye, so if you have never dyed with flowers before, you may want to check out my other dye video on how to dye with marigolds, because I use the same process with the Coreopsis flowers as I did with the marigold flowers. So now we're going to add an additive, and an additive is a second process after you've already completed your dye that you can do to brighten the color or darken the color, or like today we're going to sort of shift the tone of the color. And we're going to do that by making our dye bath more alkaline. To make it more alkaline, I'm going to use washing soda. You can also use ammonia. I don't use ammonia simply because I don't like the smell. Before I add the washing soda though, I also want to point out that we're going to use pH strips. And this is a great way of testing how alkaline your dye bath is. So I have my dye bath right here. I have my skein still in it. I'm going to pull out the skein before I add the washing soda, because you do not want the washing soda to stick to the skein. You want it to completely dissolve into the dye bath. I've also turned the heat off. You do not want a very hot dye bath when you're using the washing soda. Okay, perfect. So now I'm going to add in my washing soda. I'm going to use small amounts at a time, and then very importantly, I'm going to write down what I do as I'm doing it. That way I know how to repeat my results or what not to do again. So I have 1 teaspoon, and I'm going to add a teaspoon at a time, and then check the pH as I go and write down my results. So I have 1 teaspoon. I'm going to thoroughly mix it into my dye bath, like so. And now I'm going to test the alkalinity. So you tear off a piece of paper and you're going to dip it in, and you are going to compare it to this handy little color chart. So the color is changed to almost 8. 8 is alkaline, and that's what I want. I want it a little bit more alkaline, so I'm going to add in another teaspoon of the washing soda, like this. Once again, thoroughly stir it in so it's completely dissolved. And pull off a piece of your testing strip. Like this. Dip it in. Oh, perfect. Okay, now I have pH 8. That's what I want. And I'm going to write this down so I know what to do next time. So 2 teaspoons of washing soda equals pH 8. And now that this has been very thoroughly dissolved, I'm going to add my skein of yarn back in. And this time I'm actually only going to add in half the skein, because I want to show you the color change. And now you have 2 colors, 1 skein. It's going to be awesome when you knit it up. Okay, so I'm going to let it hang over like this. I can already see that this skein is starting to shift its color, which is very exciting, but I'm going to leave it. So I do not have the heat on. I'm gonna let it sit for 20 minutes or so. Check it maybe every couple minutes, give it a little stir, and then we'll come back, see what happened. Almost there. I'm just gonna give it a few more minutes. Okay, it's been about 30 minutes, so let's see what's happened. This is the best part. Look at that. Oh, isn't that gorgeous? Can you see how the color has changed? Now on the bottom, it's like this lovely dark orange, and then the color has wicked up and slowly changed to the original color that we started off with. So this is gorgeous. This is beautiful. This is exactly why I experiment with using washing soda with Coreopsis flowers. So I'm done. I'm just gonna let the dye sit on this skein for a few hours until it's completely cool, and then I will rinse like I always do. So remember, when you're experimenting with flowers or anything else, just take notes, fiddle with your time, fiddle with your amounts, fiddle with how much, washing soda you use to get to whatever pH that you want. Just remember, always have fun.